going on, guys? How's it going? Stream is starting now, I believe. Yep, cool. Alright, we live. So, got a recent camera hack for Animal Crossing Wild World, which is really exciting. I never thought this was going to happen. This was donated, or rather, researched by Superstario, who is also a YouTuber, and he specializes in DS hacks, especially with free camera. He was able to do Mario Kart DS and Super Mario 64 DS as well, which wasn't used in the episode, but we have it now for people to use in the future. Anyways, let's get started. So first of all, he did make a full camera hack for this game, but unfortunately panning does not work for me right now. But that's okay, because this is a live stream and not a full episode. It would be very necessary for a full episode because I want to be able to cover everything that we can. But what we can do for now is we can zoom out, zoom in, and rotate. So this is the cab sequence when you first start the game and you're telling Cap'n all the questions. That's fine. And yeah, so one of the funny things, this might bother some of you, is it distorts the 3D imagery when you zoom out more and more. But as you can see here, there's a black top to the cab for whatever reason. I guess it was just easier to make sure that there was no holes in the blue texture that represents your car window, or the frame of it at least. So when we zoom out too far though, it gets all distorted. But that's okay, you can just press select and then you're back to it. So unfortunately, I did try to get the front of his face, but I don't believe we can do it. I believe once we get too close to Cap'n, it starts to distort, as you'll see in 1 second. Yeah, see, it like warps you to another coordinate. So anyways, I have a couple save states here. Let's see what we got. Oh, you know, if it loads, that'd be great. It's not saving those states. Let's just try from here. There we go. Okay, so now we're in a town. And we can't move our character. 1 second. Let's try another one. Okay. That's better. So right here, we're going to see that when we zoom the camera out, and again, it gets distorted, so you don't get a perfect clean image of what this looks like, but you will see it. You can see where the cab ends during its animation sequence when it drives off. So normally it just drives off to the side and that's all you get to see. But with camera positioning, you can see right here where it ends. Well, hope you caught that. So a couple of cool things that we're going to be looking at in a second is that all the buildings on the outside have unique unused textures, which is really interesting. Nearly all of them have an unused texture underneath the, I believe it's the ceiling, as you enter the building. And also, I'll be taking questions. There are a couple of caveats to asking questions. You can, of course, say whatever you want on the stream. I don't censor anybody. But as far as answering questions go, I will prefer ones that don't ask about specific games, because then it just becomes a flood of people asking about certain games. And as fun as it is to touch on some of those, you know, I like the questions to be a little bit more diverse. So if you can come up with a creative question, I'll try my best to search it out and read it off. Let me see what we got so far, if anything. Oh, she loves to talk. Oof. Okay. After this little dialogue sequence, we have full freedom, which is good. Yeah, also tag me specifically so it's easier to scope out that you're trying to talk to me. Potato Banana Productions asks how old I am. I just hit 30 last year, which is insane. Never wanted to get that old. Well, I mean, I did, but I mean, it's just... where am I going with this? Anyways... Approximately, how long does it take to do a full Boundary Break episode? Asked by Ninjilo. I probably pronounced that wrong. But it takes probably 20 to 40 hours depending on the game. So, for example, the Skyward Sword episode, that took me 40 hours. That's why I've held off for so long, is because it was a long game. There's a lot to cover, and you can't really skip around in it because there's cutscenes for nearly every dungeon that you complete. So playing for the whole game is pretty much a must if you want to be thorough, which I like to because I don't like to leave anything behind. Anyways, here's what I was going to show you guys, the unique textures for this game. And that is that something like the museum, if you turn the camera around, you can see, let me zoom in, you can see a unique texture here that looks like tile stone, right? But that's not what I was actually talking about a moment ago. What I was talking about a moment ago is underneath there seems to be some kind of, I don't know what you call it. I think what it was supposed to represent is a camera shot pointing upward or angled upward so that when you're walking into the building you can see that texture. But that's not the case with how the final build of the game ended up being. So again, if we go to another building, like for example, what do we got here? Nook's Cranny. There's actually a better one. The Town Hall, which we just left, is another good one. So let's do a nice huge zoom out for you guys, so that it remains a little interesting as I'm running from spot to spot. Here's the Town Hall, and this one has a very unique texture, much better than the museum itself. Check it out. Whoop, that's too close. Alright. Check it out. Isn't that unique? Definitely don't see that anywhere else. Let's see. Zachary Siegel asks, when did you first start getting into using camera mods? And in all honesty, it was completely by accident. A lot of people are being very weird in the chat right now. Anyways, it was completely by accident. I never really had an interest in it, in all fairness. I didn't even know this world existed, really. It was completely by chance. I was looking for a way to use my computer mouse as a Wii Motion IR sensor. And while tooling around with all the options for the program that I use, I accidentally found out that you can do essentially move the camera around. So when I did that, I thought it was neat, and I shared it with Reddit, and Reddit loved it. And then Go Nintendo shared this very same video on their website, and I'm a huge fan of Go Nintendo. If you guys ever want the single best source for Nintendo news, and I mean all things Nintendo related, not just the core news, Go Nintendo is the website to go to. I highly recommend it. Once I saw that there was an interest there, I've always wanted to do YouTube videos. I always wanted to do like a review show or something like that, but my videos never really caught on. And so I thought I'd give this a shot and just turn it into its own show. And I definitely didn't expect it to get the response that it did. But I'll tell you something. It's one of the most fun things I find myself doing as far as YouTube goes. I think if I was just doing reviews, I would have gotten tired of it a very long time ago. Oh, there's a texture over there. You see that? Oh, there's something right there. Let me use my mouse. Look, it's right there. You guys see it? Oh, I wish I could zoom into that. Well, let's go over there. What's been my favorite video to record? That was asked by the Games for Meh Gaming. My favorite video to record for was probably Sonic Adventure 1 because I'd never played through the game before. And so it was cool seeing all the hidden stuff in the game, sure. But I also got to play through what I now consider a very good game as a nice little bonus. So playing through the game and getting to do Boundary Break for it was an absolute treat. Timothy 3 asks, "Are you excited for Switch?" I'm very excited for Switch. Well, I should specify I'm very excited for Super Mario Odyssey. I can't wait for that game. It looks so good. I'm a huge fan of Super Mario 64, and I'm seeing a lot of that in this game, only for a modern generation. So I'm very, very excited for that game. Breath of the Wild, I'm going to be entirely honest, I wasn't incredibly excited for on its debut trailer, and then subsequent trailers got me a little bit more interested, but I wasn't terribly excited. I was just like, yeah, I'll probably pick this up. The trailer that came out for the Nintendo Switch presentation blew me away, and I absolutely cannot wait for this game when it comes out. Okay, so back to showing you some new interesting stuff, right? So the houses as well have their own unique textures on the inside, and every style of house has its own special texture for it. Now I could go from house to house and show you each one, but I don't think you guys want me to do that all night. So let's try to find some other little things as well. Someone asked if there's a potential boundary break for Super Mario Odyssey, and the answer is absolutely yes. It's going to be a very, very long time before that ever happens. But I can tell you that Breath of the Wild is going to be happening a lot sooner than you probably think, because it's going to be coming out for the Nintendo Wii U still. So, look forward to that. I don't mind you guys reminding me about how hyped you are for it, because I think I can deliver it sooner than later. What would be the next game that you would want to boundary break? So I'm going to interpret that question as what game would you like to the most, not which one you will be. And I think the game I want to boundary break the most right now is Pikmin 3, because there is an absurd amount of stuff going on in that game that you just look at the backgrounds and it blows your mind away. Let me see if I can... So there's something behind Brewster's bar. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Can we see that normally? I bet you we can, and I'm making a fool of myself. But at least you get a nice zoom up of all these other items on his bar table as well. You can get a nice good close up of his barista. Let me see. L-Stick Gaming asks, can you boundary break PC games like Overwatch or Rocket League? And the answer is undoubtedly yes. If someone made a modification for that game to allow it, then I can do it. And I believe Rocket League is one of those games. So here's one thing that bothers me to no end. Oh yeah, I wanted to check to see if we can see that object behind his... Oh yeah, you totally can. Oh well. So one thing I can't show you guys, it will show up in the future episode for this game. What I plan to do for this particular game is I'm going to hold off on the Wild World episode, and instead, once City Folk becomes a viable episode, just like the last Animal Crossing episode, I'm going to combine them into one episode. So expect that, and when you finally get that episode, there is a texture that is underneath the platform for KK Slider's stage. There's a unique texture dump of, I believe everything behind Brewster's coffee shop. So, I don't know if you guys can see it, by the way. There's a brown wall texture that only goes... Oh, actually, it wraps nearly all around the this room here. I've been working on it. Am I saying it right? I still don't know if I'm saying it right. I know that naturally I just want to say room. Like, this is the room. And that's just my upbringing. I swear to you that every person that I live near and talk to, they all say room. But apparently the rest of the world is saying it as room. I get it, room, right? So, I can't visit the city just yet. I'd have to go through all the prerequisites in the game. So, Shampoodle. Oh, wait. Shampoodle is in Mabel and Abel's shop, isn't she? I believe. Let's find out. 1, 2, it's a 3. Huh. There you go. Well, okay, so someone just mentioned that Markiplier says room the same way as I do. And I'm pretty sure that Markiplier is from my area. I've seen him at PAX East. So, unless he bought a plane ticket to visit PAX East, he's probably in the same vicinity as I am, which is the Massachusetts East Coast area. Let's see. So, whoa, what? Okay, that was just a graphical glitch, and it's back to normal now. It's cool. Let's see. How close are, sorry. Danila Bob Joe is asking, how close are we to Wii U games as a boundary break? I would say not. We're not there yet, unfortunately. But I will give you guys a live stream exclusive. Splatoon may be happening very, very soon. And that is because a free camera modification already exists. So, the only caveat to that, the only thing about that that's not immediately exciting is that it's owned by someone. It's not publicly available. Though the person reached out to me and wants to give me that modification. So he says within the week I should be getting the files necessary to boundary break Splatoon, which is very, very exciting, and I hope you guys are excited for it as well, because that would be awesome. At least in my mind. Let's see. Shampoodle. Oh, maybe I'm misremembering where the Shampoodle is. I forget the actual character's name, too, so... Here's a nice close-up of the pictures, although you don't really need a close-up from me. only we could pan the man. Let's see. Does the cafe room change when KK Slider is singing? I'd have to adjust the time to do that. We got 30 minutes. I am going to take off at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we have 30 minutes remaining on this live stream. If we run out of stuff to do, we will do that. So here's... one second. I'm just going to read another question. Let's see. Doge Fortress 2, I notice you. I just wanted to do that. Because... Whoa! So this is how areas load in Animal Crossing, by the way. It loads in chunks. And then by the time you get over there, it's already loaded in. So, real quick. Oh, hey, Superstario, what's going on, man? Did you try rebinding the L button to something else? I'll give that a try right now. But I gotta tell you, Superstario, when I press L and R together, you see it actually locks the camera in place, just like your modification should, which is really funny, especially when you zoom it out. It doesn't follow him anymore, which is cool. But I'll try rebinding the button like you asked. So let's just do that really quick, just to see. You guys should definitely check out Superstario, by the way. He's in the chat, so if you see him, you can grab the exact spelling of his name, and you can see more modifications, or, I'm sorry, cheat codes that he makes himself. Very talented individual, very smart. I could never do what he did, or does. Couldn't believe it. I mean, I just asked if Wild World's a possibility, and that's just kind of like, in my mind, just kind of like throwing. I got no metaphor. It's just I didn't think that anything would come of it, but sure enough, like a week later, he comes back with this code, which it's even better than the ones that he's had in the past. This rotation code is immensely helpful. It does things that the panning codes that he's had in the past couldn't do for me. I actually prefer that the rotation code works over the one that we're having trouble with right now. So let's see. L button. We're going to try to map that to... So we're going to change that to select, and we're going to change that to that. Okay? So now we have... Okay. No. Yeah, see, it'll lock the camera, but unfortunately I can't get it to... I can drastically change time. That's so awesome. So someone just asked for chat rules, and I know there's some people in the chat being a little unsavory right now. In my mind, I don't like censorship. Spam is bad, and YouTube automatically... Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. We gotta do that. There we go. I switched the buttons. I was worried for a second. Anyways, I don't believe in censorship. I know that some people are being really awful right now. I wouldn't repeat what they'd say, but it's their right to be able to say it, I guess. My best advice is to ignore it. Know that I'm seeing your comment over there most of the time. And tell Mike to dip my stream question in the water. Well, dude, if I saw what your question was, I would definitely tell him to do that. Nice Star Tropic reference, by the way. So, let's see, another zoom out. This is what the top of the waterfall looks like. Oh, good enough. Oh, the controls are like reversed because of that. Here we go. And they actually have an end to that stream, which is surprising to me. You would think it would just be water and then void, but no, they actually bounded it off with walls. So strange to me. What was the game that inspired you most for the show? I suppose the answer to that question is Punch-Out, because it was the first game I did it for. So that's the love that's in my life. That's my inspiration. Let's see. There you go. Again, a unique texture there. That one's not quite as interesting as the ones that we've seen already. And I hope that those that are coming late will check back when this live stream publishes, because you'll get to see cool textures like this one. Uh-oh. We're stuck in a... So let's do a over-the-shoulder Animal Crossing episode. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, let's turn it around. So that it looks a little more interesting. Let's reset the camera first so that's a little easier here. And then, okay, there we go. Over the shoulder Animal Crossing. This is what it would look like. Does Rossetti have legs in this? That's a great question. So I gotta go through the prerequisites first in order to even save the game, which is insane to me. What do we got? You guys want to sit it out with me? It's not gonna make the stream very interesting. That's the only problem. Where's Tom Nook? Don't I have to meet Tom Nook? No, I probably have to meet one of my neighbors first, huh? So, let's see, we'll go inside here. Joe Regan asks, who do you main in Smash 4? I at first mained Little Mac, and I'm not bad at Smash Brothers. So, when I was going to the tournament scenes, all these local tournament players who took the game way too seriously, and don't get me wrong, I play the game with items off and play competitively, so I take the game seriously myself, but these people were just nutso. Not everybody, there was a lot of nice people, but I'm talking about the bad eggs specifically. And so every time I'd pull out Little Mac in the early years of Smash 4, they'd all kind of like get this, you know, they'd puff out their chest, nose in the air, get really snooty about the fact that I'm using a low-tier character who can't even do any air maneuvers and all this stuff. But then I'd move up in the bracket, and it would like make them rage quit. It was absolutely satisfying. I don't usually get enjoyment out of the misery of others, but when you act like that, it's kind of nice. There's a way to see... I know there is. There it is. Okay. There's the outside when you go to visit a friend's town. Oh, dang it. Dang it, Bobber. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh, that's an that's an extreme close-up. Okay. I'm gonna reset. Hold on. There we go. I would love to see inside Grace's car. Unfortunately, she has to visit the town. There's a lot of stuff that I'm sure you guys would love to see. Unfortunately, this is the outside of the game. This is before you do all the chores and stuff and get your house set up and all that stuff. So this is all I can show you for now. And we might actually end this live stream now, because this is about the extent that I can show you at the moment. I'm absolutely certain that things will change and I'll be able to have full camera control and also have a full save file with all the key events that we want to see, like the Shampoodle, Gracie's car, and things of that nature. But for right now, this was just me being very excited about this code and wanting to show it off to you guys, because I know I'm not going to be able to do an episode on it for a good while. I'm going to be waiting for City Folk. So, anyways, I'll answer 2 more questions, and then we will take off. So, let's see them, guys. What do we got? Alright, it looks like we don't have that many questions. Okay, here we go. What is the software for Boundary Break? That's a secret. Unfortunately, the way YouTube works is if I make that information widely available, there's going to be imitators that try to take away from the show. Now, there's nothing stopping me from letting those people do that anyway, but to protect my own interests, I try not to answer that question. When things are a little more comfortable for me, I will make a video explaining how to do it. But for right now, it would just be against my own interest to answer that question. Which I know, it's kind of like, I should just say it. But if you really want to know, you'll find out. You'll be able to figure it out. Dark Souls 3 in the future? Absolutely. I can't wait. It's going to be, actually, we're getting a very early episode. GoldenEye is going to be a mini episode, by the way. So, if you want Dark Souls 3, make sure you stay tuned for the GoldenEye episode, because Dark Souls 3 will be in the polls when that episode drops, which will be either tomorrow or Friday. Let's see. What is your favorite game of all time, she says, asked by Azure King. My favorite game of all time. It might be Earthbound. Earthbound's a very special game. I'm trying to look at my collection right now. Yeah, I think it's Earthbound. Per console, it's easier to answer what's your favorite game per console, because if it's NES, it's Star Tropics. If it's Super Nintendo, it's Earthbound. If it's Nintendo 64, it's Star Fox 64. If it's GameCube, I believe, it's Time Splitters Future Perfect. If it's Nintendo Wii, it's Super Smash Bros. Brawl. If it's for Wii U, it's Pikmin 3. And PlayStation 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. Joshua Guthrie says, stop being enchanting. I don't think I'm being very enchanting. I'm sure there's a large group of people right now that think I'm a spaz. So, to each their own. Let's see. One more question. Which game... Hold on. Okay, last question is going to be, what's my favorite console? My favorite console is the Nintendo Entertainment System, and I will tell you why. Super Nintendo has probably a better track record of overall amazing games like Super Metroid, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, A Link to the Past, so on and so forth. But the Nintendo Entertainment System has a much grander wealth of games that range from good, enjoyable for a moment, to excellent, like the Super Nintendo. So, while Super Nintendo has a lot of has more quality to it, depending on which game you're talking about, the NES has a better track record of having more quality over the course of its entire library. So anyways, guys, I I love the chat. Thanks, guys. All right, I'm going to take off. So, all you guys, you have a great time. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and look forward to GoldenEye either tomorrow or Friday, and look forward to this episode with Animal Crossing Wild World, accompanied by City Folk, sometime in the future. All right, guys, take care. Bye. And then I do the awkward moment where I'm trying to fumble and close out the stream after saying goodbye. All right, I got it. Let's do it.